In this video, I will take every major Minecraft movie character and turn it into an accurate LEGO minifigure. And every time I finish a LEGO minifigure, I'll add it to this Minecraft movie skyscraper until it's completely filled. Let's go! Okay, so right now, the skyscraper is emptier than my wallet, so I want to change that. And the first logical step is to fix the main character. In the movie, Steve has a fluffy beard and fluffy hair, yet his LEGO face is just as flat as his body after a concrete roller passed by. So to make his hair appear as curly as in the movie, I'll swap it with this one. To fix his beard, I'm gonna attach a white Santa beard. The only problem, this combination doesn't fit at all. So I'll attach the beard to an old minifigure and cut it on both sides ever so slightly until the two pieces fit. But if we compare our Steve to the movie, his LEGO beard is way too long. So we also have to trim it here. And when we're on it, he could also do with a new haircut, because the current hairpiece is way too long. Nice! Now we'll paint the two pieces accurately using acrylic color. I paint both pieces, because then the dark brown color matches by 100%. We'll also paint both arms, because he has rolled up sleeves, and Steve's completed his transformation. To go along with him, I will build him his best friend Dennis. But a plain LEGO Minecraft wolf looks way too blocky. So I'll wipe away the face expression using nail polisher. Now we can repaint Dennis' cuddly face expression. And Steve is finished. Now we can place him in our Minecraft skyscraper alongside Dennis and the ruined portal. 1 down, 16 to go. And our second step is to upgrade Garret. In the movie, he wears torn jeans, but his LEGO minifigure has plain light blue legs. So to make Gargar movie accurate, I'll first have to remove the legs and sand away on the middle section. I'm doing this to create this tiny gap. This one is really necessary, because I don't want that the paint is scratched off by the minute I move the legs. The next step is to paint the legs accurately. That means adding a zipper, pockets, and of course his white sneakers. And Garret is finished. To go along with him, I'll 3D print Garret's worst enemy, the lava chicken. A good friend named Arda designed this amazing chicken. We can even detach the legs. Now we only have to paint it. First, I'll cover it in a warm orange and then add a bit of brown to give it that extra spicy appearance. The chicken though, I'll use later in the video, because for Garret, I'll build a trench run. Now we can attach an elytra to his back and make him fly using a transparent tube. And we can start with Henry. At first glance, he might seem accurate, but his badge is never really seen in the movie, so we'll remove that one with some nail polisher. Then we'll take a pair of dark blue medium-sized legs and upgrade them by painting a pair of white sneakers with black shoe soles. As a weapon, I'll paint the head of an iron axe in medium azure. This way Henry has a diamond axe to defend himself. I'll also give him the orb of dominance. But why can he steal the orb in the first place? Right, because Steve and Garret play dummies. And I want to create exactly these dummies in LEGO. And for them, I 3D printed another model. Another friend named Jack created a 3D model of the head. And Arda added the hairs. But as with the original hairs, also these need a new haircut. Brilliant! Now let's paint the hair. First I'll cover the entire mold in white as a foundation. Then we can paint the top section in red, since it's a fly agaric. To round it off, I'll randomly place a bunch of small white specks of FIMO all over the head. And Mushroom Steve is finished. And because Garret is also in disguise, we'll make a second version for him right away. Bam! It's finally time to give them a pair of saxophones to distract the Vindicators.
Time to put on your birthday suit.
Let's add the two outfits to our Minecraft skyscraper and we can continue with some more actors. Henry's sister Natalie wears a black skirt in the movie, yet her minifigure is made with dark green pants. What is this? To fix this issue, I'll paint some fabric black and then cut out an elliptic shape with 2 holes in the middle. Now I'll add the yellow and green dots. This low-key reminds me of the night sky with all the stars. But before we attach it to Natalie, we first have to paint a pair of sand-colored legs. I don't own light nougat legs, but I mean, we can paint them. We have to do this anyways, because she's wearing Converse as shoes. And those we definitely also want to paint. And if you watch carefully, you'll realize that her arms have black stripes. I mean, we can't forget those on Natalie's minifigure. Now let's put her back together. As a weapon, she'll get her iron hoe. Inside her compartment, I will add a basic plains biome with the iconic dirt tower in mini scale. On top, I'll place Natalie and her brother Henry. The last member of the almighty squad is Dawn. She's probably the worst. The light yellow parts, as well as her arms, should be white. So we'll detach those and swap them with the correct color. Then we'll paint all the necessary sections in white. And when we're on it, we can also repaint the purple markings and add the ones on her legs and arms. There I first have to paint the black outline before we can fill the areas in the matching color. The final step is to add some more white to the legs. Now we can equip her with a custom stone shovel and also place her on top of the dirt tower. Another mob that appears in the Minecraft movie is the villager. And this right here is the official version of him. But in the movie, the villagers also have professions. So I purchased 3 more villagers and now we can give them custom professions. The first one is going to be the butcher working at the lava chicken store. And our first step when making this villager is to erase the current print with some nail polisher. Then I'll take some color and paint the white apron. Next up, I'll add even more details with different colors so the villager appears a little more realistic. And finally, I'll wrap a red rubber band around his head. This is a technique which TJ Elbricks used. The next villager I'll make is the weaponsmith. For him, I only need to erase the bottom part of the print. But therefore, I have to add a lot more details splattered across the entire body. And also his head is a little more challenging, because I have to paint an eye patch. Lucky me, everything is created using squares, and this makes the whole process a lot easier. On the back wall of their compartment, I'll add a 2D village that consists of a blacksmith, a lava chicken store, and a field where the farmer can harvest food. And so far, we only create the characters that spawn naturally. But what about a mob you have to craft, like the Golem of Swiftness? For the base, I designed a custom model. For the head, I purchased this tiny LEGO Minecraft raid set to get our hands on a pillager head. I could have used an iron golem head instead, but I wanted to keep this line of defense, even though
They're a bunch of big softies.
As for the helmet, we could have gone with a diamond helmet, but Arda was kind enough to design another 3D model for the helmet, and we only have to paint it. 3, 2, 1, bam! Yeah, boy! Master painter Henry doing his daily work. The next step is to paint his face and the vines. For the face, we'll first wipe away the pillager's face, and then add our own with acrylic color and a tiny brush. For the design of the vines, many people will hate me now, because I'm committing a LEGO crime, destroying LEGO parts. Essentially, I cut LEGO leaves and flowers so that they match the size of our golem. And I think we created a very accurate Golem of Swiftness. I'll place him inside this compartment on top of a grey wasteland, because he'll be fighting the Great Hog in here. But before that, let's create a legend, a pig with a crown. The only problem, LEGO Minecraft pigs don't wear crowns. So we'll create Technoblade's crown ourselves. And the first step to make his crown is to cut out a super thin strap of putty and attach it to the head. After that, I'll carve out the spikes on top. Yes, on all 4 sides of the crown. I'll also add the pig snout and the ears to make it 100% show accurate. Well, almost. We still have to paint the pig. First, I'll carefully paint the crown in gold, and whilst this part is drying, I'll cover the rest of the head in a matching rose. Then I'll paint the eyes completely white. Now, who else sees Herobrine in this? I call him Technobrine. But since this version wouldn't be quite friendly anymore, I'll quickly paint the dark brown irises. And let's go back to the crown. I'll paint those shiny emeralds and diamonds on top with some glossy acrylic color. And the third custom is finished.
I
am Technoblade. And let's place Technoblade on top of the building because he's the king and a legend. Now at some point, it's also getting night. And the most iconic Minecraft mob is the creeper. It's just that in the movie, he's covered in grass. So I'll take a bit of miniature grass, cover a LEGO creeper in glue, and then dip it in the grass. And just like that, we speedrun an accurate LEGO Minecraft creeper. I'll place him right here on dark green grass because it's night. And let's create the fan favorite.
chicken jockey.
I know what you think. LEGO already made a chicken jockey. Yes, here it is. But do you want a chicken jockey with a chicken that is as tall as Garret? Me neither. I want a small chicken. But we also need a real zombie baby and not this zombie child. Brilliant. But if we put the two together, it looks more like an actual Minecraft mob than a Minecraft movie chicken jockey that is about to kick Garret's butt. So to change that, I'll detach the head and start painting an angry face expression onto the head. First I'll paint the black outlines of the eyes, the nose, and the mouth. And now I'll add the slightly yellowish teeth and eyes. As for the body, the entire shirt needs to look like it got torn apart. Next up, I'll paint the dark brown boots. Those are probably the easiest thing of the entire zombie. Even the pants are harder to paint, and the baby zombie is finished. But also the chicken needs some upgrades to appear a little more movie-like. I'll give it 2 white irises and a beak. And the chicken is ready to be manned by the baby zombie. Commence the fight! KO! Now because this scene is so iconic, I'll build the entrance to the woodland mansion next to the creeper. And by placing down the chicken jockey, we've covered all the mobs from the overworld. So it's time to travel to the nether and fix the piglins. And what about General Chungus? He seems pretty dangerous. We'll start with the basic piglin, but swap the brown shirt with the nougat torso. But because we can't use the print, I'll remove that one with some nail polisher. Nice. Now we can start the transformation. Unfortunately, the Minecraft helmet is too small, which means we have to create our own with putty. I'll start by surrounding the head with a thin layer of FIMO. Then I'll re-expose the ears and add those super tiny spikes on top. And we are ready to paint the head. The helmet itself looks like it's made out of black stone, which is why I'll use black color with a super tiny amount of gray. Also the spikes are the same color, but the middle stripe is pure gold. But since General Chungus is from the Minecraft movie, his face is a little more realistic, with the glowing, evil-looking eyes, the slightly tilted nostrils, and of course the realistic mouth. And the head is finished. For the torso, I will mold the necklace, because I think this one is key to the overall appearance of the minifigure. The belt, however, I will only paint, because I want to keep that classic LEGO look. Next up, we'll cover everything in a black stone color. And the final step is to attach a small skull. Now let's combine all the pieces we just created, along with the small skirt, and General Chungus is ready to fight. So I'll build him a section of a bastion and give him the potion that will prevent his transformation once he enters the overworld. Even more dangerous than Chungus is the Great Hog. And even though I really like his brick-built version, I don't think he's at his full potential. Wouldn't it be much better to use a big fig instead? First up, we'll wrap the body in FIMO. The idea is to make the big fig appear chunky, rather than muscular. We just have to make sure not to add too much FIMO, because I once again don't want to lose out on the classic LEGO look. Now in the movie, his right hand was replaced with a plasma gun. And since I want our gun to be detachable, I'll create the mold for the gun around the Technic brick. This way, we can always detach the gun later on. Now before we continue molding, we quickly have to cover the big fig in nougat, because once we add more details, this task will become almost impossible. And whilst the color is drying, we can recreate the head. We'll use another piglin head as a base, but this time we'll give the head some sort of muscle. I mean, he's Malgosha's pet after all. Anyways, let's cover our mold in white as a foundation and then repaint it with nougat. I'm doing this because my nougat doesn't match the nougat of LEGO bricks by 100%. If you haven't already, you'll definitely see this is necessary now that we're putting the big fig back together. The next step is to add more details with FIMO, such as the skirt. Another important detail is the shoulder plates, because from there we can attach the chains that surround the entire big fig. That's a little illegal, because I'm destroying a LEGO chain to get the proper length. But the big fig looks so much cooler with the chains. I think this is justifiable. The chain on the arm I designed in a way that you can detach it. This way we can still take apart the big fig fully. The next step is to paint the parts, and let's start with the head. First up, I'll cover the necessary areas in dark grey. I was a bit torn between a black stone color and a glossy grey, but in the movie, it's more of a glossy grey. The icing on the cake is the golden bar in the middle, and the head is finished. Let's paint the big fig. The first layer has to be brown, because it's the bottom layer. First, I'll cover the waist cape in brown, before moving on to the shoulder pads. Those are really hard because of the chains. I have to be extremely careful to not paint on top of them. The finishing touch is once again the golden details. And the Great Hog is already starting to come to life. The last two pieces are the two arms. And on his left one, the Great Hog is wearing some sort of bandages. I'll replicate those with black lines on top of a brown base. The plasma gun on his right hand is really easy to paint because the areas we need to paint are huge and consist of only one color. Now let's put the Great Hog back together and we can place him in the same compartment as the Golem of Swiftness. And what about the leader of the piglins? To make her, we'll use another piglin head. But since in the movie her head is permanently bent forward, we have to come up with a better idea than just attaching a piglin head to a child. But I've got you covered. Boom! Now we can attach the piglin head to the minifigure. And Malgosha even has that hump on her back. I know it currently looks really bad, but I trust that once I add the cloak, it will look just like in the movie. Maybe even better. As a weapon, she needs the stick of dominance. To create it, I'll use this Minecraft Legends scythe and a stick and glue the two pieces together. Then I'll paint the upper half in gold and Malgosha is ready to rule the nether. This is why I'll build her a neat throne room with a giant gold pile and a few flaming torches on the other side of the bastion. And what about the balloon ghasts? Let's quickly check LEGO's version. LEGO's ghast is really accurate, but their platform is pretty odd. So I'll quickly update that one so it has more space and the two flaps. Now for the piglins, we'll go with the LEGO version but swap their legs with short ones. And instead of swords and axes, they'll get TNT. Now let's reconnect the platform with Technic bricks and 4 chains to the ghast, and our nether army is gaining power. Now because the Ghast Balloon is so tall, I'll attach it via a transparent connection to the skyscraper. Another amazing nether mob is a piglin riding a Hoglin. It's basically a knight of the nether, just that this time we have a Hoglin as a horse. But because a Hoglin is smaller than a horse, also the rider has to be smaller. But in the movie, we see them wield a spear. And Arda became the GOAT by designing another fire model for us. I call it the Spear of Bones. But what if we add a bit of color? Let's paint the hilt brown and the spikes in light grey. Now we can equip the piglin with a spear and a shield. And I'll place the Hoglin on top of a small mountain ridge that even expands out of the box. The piglin I'll attach via a transparent brick. This way it appears as if he just launched himself off the Hoglin into the air. The last mob is from the 3rd dimension. And in the movie, he's really angry. But all LEGO Endermen are friendly because they can't open their mouth. So let's change that. First I'll cut an Enderman head in half and then sand away both the neck pin and the corresponding tube with the tool. The next step is to recreate the angry head. For that, I'll take the cut Enderman jaw and upgrade it with old scraps of LEGO bricks and some FIMO. And then I'll reconnect the two halves of the head. Now we can reattach the head to the body and our Enderman can attack innocent players. Time to place him next to the mansion, because this is where he appears in the movie. Subscribe to not miss out on the next project, a giant Minecraft world. See ya!